yeah, so this is what we did last week. We handled pivot table. Yeah, generally we handled pivot charts, and we actually started from here, from sheet one, where we had a lot of data sets. And I think in the early part of the week we handled this, where we had to work with creating pivot charts. Yeah, pivot table. Sorry. So you just do is go to insert, then you see pivot table, then you do that, you click on pivot table, then you select the range, you sheet, you create. So you are doing existing sheets, you pick where you're supposed to go to, then okay, then you create, and you have a chart editor. Supposed to have one. Okay, yeah. You have a chart editor where you can add your rows, your columns, your values, and filters. So basically that was all about pivot table. Then we went to uh, pivot charts, where I think I have charts here. Sorry, let me reduce this. Yeah, so we had pivot charts. We had this where we did something like this. So we had chart for sum of profits versus other dates. We had, okay, this is very small. Just want to have a overview. Okay, yeah. So sum of quantity versus order dates, total sales, sum of profits, sum of profit versus category. So yeah, that's it. So yeah, I think I remembered, yeah, one of the things we were trying to do last week that I did not get. So let me show you. Finally remembered. So here I was trying to explain something like where you have thing here and you have two. So when you have these two values, um so if you have to do a multiplication here and you have my equals to, and I pick this, sorry, I pick this and I put a multiplication sign, which is 8 by this, and I press enter. Of course, if I have, let's say what I have here is 1, what I have here is 2, this should be able to detect the pattern and drag it down. Yeah, so if I have this and I do something like this, of course I'll have 0 for the rest. So we're looking for a way to log this value, which I said was possible. So if you want to log the values, all you have to do is so here we have, this is our colon. I don't know if you can see my screen. I can't even edit this. Okay, I think it's 125. So here, so you want to lock this cell, right? So this is colon and this is row. So AK is a row, AK is a colon, and 6 is a row. So we can lock the value. So this is, all you have to do is come here. Oh yeah, I can use it. Let's just use here. So AK6. So to lock it, so when I did this last time, so I did this. It means that I lock the row, but I wanted to lock both cell values. So I was supposed to add this to 6 too. So that way I'll lock the cell value. Then if I adjust it now, if I delete this and I drag this down, you see that it's going to take this value and just apply it here. So that's basically just how to lock a cell value. So all you have to do is put a $sign on the row and put a $sign on the colon. So I could decide to lock, I think I removed this and I still got my answer. Right, sorry, to delete it. Let's see. I think I locked this and I still got my answer. Yeah. So Locking this is just locking where's it again? So I locked row 6. So I locked the value to row 6. So on the column is still there, but just here. So basically that's just what I wanted to show you, locking cell. So yeah, and we went on to create charts, and for charts you just simply as coming to insert, and uh okay, yeah, for inserts, yeah, charts, you click on charts. You can either select, put your column, your click on the cell value of the chart you want to add, or you can just start by adding them afresh. So you can decide to choose what type of chart you want. Then here we don't really put that. Then data range, that's the range of data you want. So you can add them. So maybe you want category, for instance, you want category, you want other dates, and you have to add. This is too clumsy actually. Let's see. Okay, for instance, I think I saw one here. So you could try to do something like this, where you have your um yeah, that's your, then you can add another range where you have some more profits, then that's just enough. So when you go to OK, you probably have um a column chart up here. Yeah, this is it. So here you go. So here you go is a category, and here you go is some of profits. Yeah, so that's just using creating charts with, so we are going to be creating more charts, we are going to be writing more things, and that was one of the reasons why I said to show us these charts. Sorry, I can't find it. Where is it? Let me just zoom out. I can't find it. I think I deleted it. So is it here? Yeah, that's why I showed us total sales. So I'm still going to be showing us some samples of reports, like a complete report that was generated with Excel from a particular data set. Of course, that's what we are going to be dealing with actually. So yeah, so that's it. That's all we did for last week. So moving on to today's class, let me create a new sheet. So we are going to be doing something interesting. Yeah, so this is okay, so what we are, things that are supposed to, like some terms that are generally known, generally discussed. One of them is I don't know if I've talked about it, regression. uh some of us are have related with things that has to do with statistics must have heard of that word. Regression, yeah. So regression is a technique that is used during analysis, although not only in analysis, but we use it in analysis to check the relationship between a dependent variable and an independent variable. So you can have multiple independent variables, but you can only have one dependent variable. For instance, now let's say a situation where you have um, okay, let's take a simple data that has names, sorry, names, okay, yeah, let's say names. um Data set am I creating? Okay, let's assume the driver's data set. So we have experience, we have their fair price, we have their color of car, and we have the model of car. So let's look at this one where we have name, we have experience. Sorry, this is supposed to be experience. Network. So we have experience. You can still hear me. We have experience. We have fair price. We have color. Okay. We have color and we have model. So in this situation, yeah. So in this situation, we can't use name because name is a unique ID. It's a unique role. Is it unique role? So yeah, it's a unique ID basically for each individual. So you can't use that. But so we are going to limit it to just experience, fair price, color, and model. So fair price is, let's say, the dependent variable. So we want to assume that the fair price is dependent on the experience, the color, and the model of the car. So if you want to check the relationship between them, you can use a regression analysis. So in this case, the dependent variable is fair price. The independent variables are experience, color, and model. I don't know if you guys get me. So the that's what the regression basically does. It gives you the relationship. It's going to convert it into something, into a table, into a chart, but it tells you the relationship that is existing between them. And something similar with correlation too. Maybe I should have studied correlation. So correlation is like it's also a technique that shows you the relationship between two variables. So for regression, it is between one dependent variable and multiple or one or more independent variable. Then correlation shows you the relationship between two variables, just two variables. So you can have a correlation between experience and fair price, can have a correlation between fair price and color, can have a correlation between color and model. We can have a relationship between model and experience. Remember, I didn't pick name because I did mention that name is a unique ID. It is unique. You can't distinguish it. Like it is what distinguish each role, so we can't actually use that. So that's for correlation. Then we also have trend. So trend is like, I don't know if I've talked about it, but trend is it's a pattern that is observed in data. Like you, for instance, now, okay, I think when we're talking about uh one of those data sets we're working with pivot table, I mentioned something about seeing the trend. So maybe in there's a report or data for a sales company for over 5 years. Now, the first year, the data, maybe in the first year, in the first month, that's January for each year. So let's say there have been a rapid decrease in sales. So in 2015 was higher, in 2016 was lower, in 2017 was more lower, in 2018 was more lower. We're just getting lower. So like that's a trend. So it's just a pattern that you noticed. And we have charts which we draw that with. So that's basically all about it. So I think I mentioned regression, I talked about correlation and trend. Yeah. So those are the three terms. So correlation is just relationship between two objects. It's more of mathematics, but all we need is visual to see the correlation. The regression is relationship between one dependent variable and one or more independent variables. So you can have more than one independent variable, but you cannot have more than one dependent variable. Then a trend is like a pattern that is seen in that's observed over time. Note that it has to be over time. You have to compare, if you have to have like three, for instance, now for time, it can be like three set of years. It might not be years, it might be months, it might be days, it might even be hours, right? So can I get one? Okay, let me see if I can pull one out. Trends, I think there's one time I worked on the archive data projects. Yeah, so I'm trying to see if I can see trend data. Of course, I could have gotten it on Google, but let me see. Yeah, So can you see my screen? If you look at if you can see my screen carefully, so here is a commit trend in the month. So for instance, this is just uh, so there's GitHub. GitHub is a platform for programmers where they store their code. So we are looking at how more people have used the platform, right, in the month. So this is like for I think from 1st of January to 30th of January. So how more the count of how people have used this in that month. Can see the trend line. So from the beginning of the month started high, went from one, increased, came down, went up again. But if you notice that you see that this was actually decreasing, right? It was actually though it started low, but at the end of the day we are down here. So that's an example of a trend line. Sorry, a trend line. All right, so yeah, that's all about that. So any questions before we move on? Any questions? Okay, buddy. All right, so I'm going to assume that uh, there's no question, so I can move on. Going to crucify me. Okay, so for today's class, right? Let me just create a new sheet. So for today's class, we are going to be doing with lookups. So yeah, lookup basically want to look into a function. It is called lookup. So we use it for searching. You actually search uh, for a particular thing you're looking for, and there are various ways to check. So we'll be looking into those today. Then yeah, so there's something interesting that I want us to do. So there was a time I introduced to us a site that is called cargo kagl.com. So there you can get a lot of data sets, and I think I found, yeah, I saw some data sets. So here is the uh, platform. So actually have an account here. So I'm just going to copy this. So I think you need to create an account. No, I don't think so. So I'm just going to copy this and drop it on platform. Okay, yeah. So dropped already. Yeah, so this is a platform where you can get data sets from. Actually, I think I found one. I think I even copied the link. Yeah, what's the name? I think it's a star category hotel. So I can search for it. Star category hotel. Hotel. Yeah, is this it? Hotels in India data sets. Yeah, I think this is it. Yeah, this is it. So it's a data set that contains data about hotels in India, and this was gathered in 2023. So you have information about the data sets that regarding hotels accommodation across India. So if you're hoping to go to India soon, you can check this out. Use it as your guide, basically. So let me see. I'm looking for where the data set is. Yeah, so this is the data set. So we have it in CSV. Then one interesting thing I like about the data set is there's also the raw data. So I'm going to download both of them. The raw data is in Excel, while the CSV, the complete data is in CSV. So let me see. Okay, yeah, this is just information about the data sets. I think it's also into downloads. I think it was uploaded this month or last month, something days ago. So let's go ahead and just download the data set. So yeah, a metadata is information telling you about data. But here, I don't think the person included any metadata. So just go ahead and download it. So to download it, I'll use this button. So it's supposed to download. Oh, okay. I could actually use this one up here. So I think this one will download it for me in zip format. So let's hold on. Where's my screen? Let's do this instead. I think this will give it to us as zip. Yeah. So just give me a while. Give me a second to extract it and should I? Okay. So I have to upload it to my. So I've downloaded it to my system currently. Okay, let me upload it. So what I do is I'll just open my drive, then I'll upload the data to my drive. Yeah. So I'm just showing you how to use it in Excel. Sorry, in Google Sheets. So new. Then you can do folder upload since it's in a folder. So the folder is on my system. View, okay, upload. Yeah, so it's uploading already. Yeah, it's done. Yeah, so this is it. Then yeah, so this is data. So let's open it. Let's check what it's inside. Let's check the contents. Open with Google Docs, Google Sheets. Yeah, so I've opened the first one. Yeah, so one easy thing is I can just take this link and just send it to us, and we have the link already. But I want us to try it out ourselves. Okay, let me just send it. I'll send it two links. So let me open the second one. I think the one I opened now was it the raw data? This is the CSV data. So let me open the raw data. Okay, so here we are going to have the raw data. Yeah, so this is our raw data. I like to have them on the same sheet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the other one. I'll copy the contents right to this place. So let's do copy the data. So I've copied the data and paste. Okay, I think it's pasting, but this time is slow. I've copied it already. So let's go back to let's observe the data. So here's the raw data, right? Um, we have okay hotel classification, yeah, then the report date. So I think this was like a data that was collected over a period of time. And okay, if you can see split it, right? So we have states, the states where the data was, where the hotels are currently, the city, and we have the category. So we have one star category. Okay, we have two star category. So I think the group it's based on the category. That's an interesting thing. Then we have the hotel names. Now the hotel name is not a clean data. So that's something you can actually clean out, right? You can just extract let's say the first text before maybe the comma, for instance, this before the comma, let's say this before this, and some doesn't have anything, just that's just their name, hotel razors. So I'm believing that razors is the hotel name for this, Arizona is the hotel name. So that's an interesting thing. Then the address, do we really need address? I don't think so. I don't think we really need address. Then start dates, yeah, so start date is probably let me see. Okay, I don't have information about the start date. I can't say much about the start date, but it looks like maybe when the hotel was probably when it started operation, and the expiry date is maybe, I don't know, maybe they have a license, right? And total rooms is like the total number of rooms in the hotel. So let's go and check our sheet. Maybe our data is not there. Yeah, so our data is not here. So here you can see it's the clean format. So we now have the rows properly written. We have the states, we have the city, we have the category, which was actually not properly done for us, but now it's cleaned. Then we also have a row that tells us alcohol, gives us information about alcohol. So I think the ones without option tells us that they don't even know, because I'm seeing with alcohol and I'm seeing without alcohol. So the ones that are empty is probably blank. So that's like they don't know. Then we have the hotel names. Okay, but I think the hotel names is just the way they are. Then we have the addresses, we have the start dates, we have the expiry date, and we have the tariff. So we don't have the price. We have the price. It would have been a nice thing. So that's our data. And so let's see, we're working with this. Yeah. So with this part of data, so let me share it. Okay. And on the link, copy the link. Done. So I'm going to send it here. Yeah. So everybody should have the link right now. Okay, so you can join me to work on the link actually. Okay, so let's continue. So here, I'm sorry, I find, okay, yeah. So this is the link. So what we're supposed to do is like basically HLOOKUP, and so we have terms. We have, so let me show you inserts function. So here, this is how we're supposed to work with lookups. Although we have a lot, we have address, we have choose, columns, pivot data, but we are going to work with the ones that are used most of the time, and you are going to need a lot. And so they include HLOOKUP, VLOOKUP, index lookup, and I think XLOOKUP. Yeah, I think I don't really, well, since it has a lookup in it, but most of the time it is VLOOKUP first of all. So let me put VLOOKUP. Let me see. VLOOKUP. Yes, then HLOOKUP. Then let's say lookup, then index. Yeah, I think, yeah, basically then okay, match. Yeah, these are like what you're going to be using most of the time, but I think I saw X lookup, so you can just look into it and see what's special about it. So okay, you can see some part of this. 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, awesome. Okay, let me lock my sheets because let's protect. This is my sheets and I protect. Okay, I'm just protect this one. What's going on? I can't protect the sheets. Oh, okay. So please, nobody should work on this sheet. All right. So VLOOKUP basically is trying to actually share requests for raw data. Is it not shared? Why do some people need to ask to be an editor? Oh no, no. Oh, okay. Uh, editor. Then done. So try to check it again. I've updated the access. So you can just create a sheet and let's go. So basically, so what's VLOOKUP? So from here, I'd like to explain from here and then use that definition VLOOKUP. Yeah. So VLOOKUP is it searches down the first column of a range of a key. So VLOOKUP is basically searching for a particular content in a range of values, right? And it does this vertically, as from head like to toe. So that's what VLOOKUP is. So VLOOKUP is you're going to have a search key, you're going to have something you're looking for, and it's going to search through uh, going to search through a colon. It's going to search through a given range, but it's going to check for it from head to toe. So it's something it's doing this from up to bottom, while each lookup from it does it horizontally. That's from left to right. Then okay, we'll check about lookup. So basically, that's what VLOOKUP is. So how does it work? So you need a search key. So let me exit. So let's say our search key, what do we want to search for? Oh, for instance, let's look at this. Let's say we want to search for this 7 wonders. So I'm going to copy f f8. Is it f8? So I'm going to copy f8 here. Just put f8 and it should give me 7 wonders. Yeah. So it just give me the content of what is there. So we want to search for this and we want to check the total number of rooms for 7 wonders, right? So how do we go about that? So what we can do is you can just come here, VLOOKUP. So the search key is here. Search key is just up ahead. Oh, come on, I want to move this. Okay, this is our search key, 7 wonders. So let me just use here. So our search key is not L13. Supposed to be here. Yeah. Then come on. So now here is the range in which we want to search for. Now I want us to pay attention because when you are checking for your range is not just all the whole data. So the idea about the range that you input into your search key is that it has to start from the row where you are searching for. For instance, now we are looking for 7 wonders, right? So our range is supposed to start from here to here. So you start from where your keyword is to where is actually useful for you, right? That's what we actually do. Then go, don't worry, I'll explain it again. This call will end in 15 minutes. This thing is happening again. So comma, so index. Now this is the index of where we want to check for. So we want to return total rooms. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the index is like the number of columns, the column number. So this is 5, then comma. Now the last one is it sorted? So think, let me see to be sure. Okay, they're asking if okay, basically it's just two values, 0 and 1. 0 is if you want an exact match, while 1 is if you want something that is closer. I think that's what I understand this to be. Yeah, so when we just put 1 here and we close this up, then we press enter. Okay, don't see. Oh, okay, sorry, let me change this to true. Sorry, true. Yeah. Okay, wait, what's going on? Let me see. 7 wonders 19. FJ. Okay, it's asking me to put a to lock this up. Let me see. If you look up L13 5 and false. Okay, so it's, let me see if I remove this, because I don't think this should have been the issue. Yeah, that was not the issue. So the issue was a false. In the first column. Oh, okay, all right. Oh, okay, so it wasn't taking in 0, it was not 0 and 1. It should have been 0 and 1. I should either use true or false. So I'm going to explain that. So it looks like these 7 wonders text has some, I don't know if you remember when we were talking about trims and all of that. So it probably is not the same thing. So we have to use false, which means that it means that it will check for the closest match to it actually. So yeah, that was it. No, I don't have this. So let me re-explain the VLOOKUP. Let me re-describe what it does basically. Do this call is going to end soon. Now sort it out. So VLOOKUP it takes in the search key first, right? Then the range of values. Remember, this has to be vertical. So if I'm doing F to J, it's going to search vertically from head to bottom. Then 5, the next one is which of the values do I want to return. For instance, if I change this to 4, it's going to return the expiry dates instead. That's from here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's going to return the expiry dates colon. So depending on what I decide to change it on, I decide to change it to. Then this tells you if it's for the match, if it's going to be exact match or closest match. But you can just use closest match, which is false. So enter, and yeah, we have our value. So let's change it back to number of rooms. So I think to write this better, let's use like hotel name and number of rooms. Yeah. So if I should go over this, so let's do for another one. Let's copy this, put this here. So I want to transfer this from here to here. Yeah. think I can build in this. Okay, so that's how the VLOOKUP is. So let's just do one more example. Let's go through it. So if I'm to go through another one, so let's assume that I want to do for which hotel name should I pick? Let me pick this. So let's say Manik Moti. So I'm just going to pick this Manik Moti. Yeah, and I'll paste this right. Yeah. So number of rooms are going to do a VLOOKUP too. So that's going to be equals to VLOOKUP. Then our search key is just up ahead. Let me write this as here. Then comma. So the range. So what range are we picking? That's from here. So I'm holding shift to actually select multiple columns. So I'm holding shift. That's how I'm able to do this. Then comma. Then we want the total number of rooms. That's 5. And false. Then closes and enter. Okay, so we are getting NA. So we couldn't find Manik Moti. Okay, let me say I change it to full. Supposed to find the exact match. Okay, how come it's also 19? That's a coincidence. Okay, yeah, so number of rooms is also 19. So if I should pick so let's do something. So let's return address. So let's do something between the address and, so if I'm sure I'll include address here too. Address. So I'm also going to use VLOOKUP. Then I'll pick in this, comma, then the range. So here I can just say here, oh, not this, this, and this. This is what I want actually. So I want just this. Why are you selecting everything? Okay, to this. Okay, yeah, sorry. So this and this, then comma. That's going to be number 2, and false and close. Because I think if I decide to not put this, it's optional. Let me see, it should still work. Yeah. So how do I know it's optional? Because I saw it here. So when I opened this, came here, it sorted is optional, so I can try to put on. So let's just neglect it and enter. So here we have the address for this particular hotel, Manik Moti. So basically that's like an example of how the VLOOKUP works. You could use it, you could expand it, you could, okay, let's say we want to check based on the number, right? So we could say we want hotel name on this here. Okay, wow, batteries. All right, so let's just continue. Hotel name. So this time around, we are going to be starting from, sorry, let me undo this. So we are going to be including the ID. So let's say ID. You know, my battery is almost down. I'll probably to last. So the hotel ID is here. So you can try to pick any ID actually. let's just pick, let's say, what's the count? What's the total hotels we have? We have 1,213. So let's just say we want something like, okay, let's say we want something we can't confirm. So 20, right? So the hotel name, VLOOKUP, VLOOKUP, then the search key, 20, comma, you can see I'm not seeing any help. That's because I closed it already. But it says don't turn it on. So I'm assuming I don't need it. So the next one is the range. So hotel name. So from here I'll be starting from here this time around, right? To total number of rooms. That was shifts. Then comma. Then so what do I want to return for the hotel name? That's the hotel name is on. So starting from here is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So hotel name is 5. So I close and enter. Okay, sorry. Okay, sorry. I think I increased the count. So that's 0. I'm sorry. I started from 0. My bad. So it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6. So I come to 6 and enter. So you have the hotel name. So if I drag this down, right? Because I just want to drag it down and just copy the, yeah, okay, I think it has changed the value. So what thing I can do here is I can just come here and lock this value up. Lock, yeah. So I'll delete this. Then okay, this class is going to end now. Okay, let me just finish this. So we are going to have to change this to number of rooms, which is 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 10. Then this will be 10. Then the address is going to be from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7. Yeah. So 7. And here we go. So here we have the hotel name. We have the number of rooms. We have the address for row 20, and we can confirm that it will come. No, sorry, that should be this with ID 20. Yeah. So we have the hotel name. We have the you have the address, and we have the number of rooms. So I think we should just stop here. So I'll send another link to the group now. Apologize for this. This is not supposed to be happening. So I think it's a new policy. I think we dealt with it the first time already, but I'll just stop the recording and start another one. Okay, so let's continue from let's stop. I think everybody's here, almost here. So let me share. There's another glitch, but I hope we're able to go far. So here is we have done. I think we have done enough with HLOOKUP with VLOOKUP. So let's try and work with HLOOKUP. Think everybody can see my screen. So to do HLOOKUP, we are going to work in it horizontal, like we need something horizontally. So I'm going to take this, right? Let's just take a subset. Let's take 20. Then I think I can copy. Okay, let me just do this. Copy. So I'm going to copy this into a new sheet. Right. I'll paste it here. Then so I want to transpose. So there's a function called transpose. I want to transpose is basically changing. So here we have the columns like this, and we have the rows here. So transpose basically switches the column with the rows. That's what transpose does. So I'll be calling a transpose function here, or let me just call it down here. So equals transpose. So it transposes the rows and the columns. So I think, okay, the range of values, which is this, yeah, then enter. So here you see that everything has switched. We now have the headers here, and we have our data here. It's as simple as that. So yeah, that's it. So now we have transformed it. So now let's do our HLOOKUP. Let's see how it works. So let's do an example. Let me call equals to, okay, 25 minutes. I don't think I have much time on my system. But lookup, sorry, HLOOKUP. So here is also the same thing, right? But like I said, it does it horizontally. So our search key is, let's say, okay, we're supposed to be picking our search key. Let's say what we want to search for is Hotel Arizona. So put it here, Hotel Arizona. That's like hotel name. Then what do we want to get? Let's say we want to get the category, and we want to get the total number of rooms. Let's say we want to also get the expiry dates. Yeah. So we come here, equals to h lookup, then we pick the search key we are actually using, which is Hotel Arizona, then comma, then the range which we want to check for. Now remember, this range is actually horizontal, so we are going to start from the hotel name. So the hotel name is actually here, so it's going to be like this to here. Okay, I don't think we might be able to get the category because the category is ahead of it. That's going to be an issue. But let's go ahead. Let's should I try it? It wouldn't work actually. But let's just demonstrate what we wanted to do. So let me put in place of category, let me put in address. So I'll just change this to address. So that will be the second column. And I think the last option here is also optional. So we close this and press enter. So when you press enter, you get the address. So if you look at it, you find out that the difference here is that the address, you find out here that we're actually selecting this when we are selecting our range. We were not selecting what we have here, so it is horizontally. So we picked based on the rows, not based on the columns. That's the only difference between HLOOKUP and VLOOKUP. Then for total number of rooms, we have the same thing. So we can lock this. Okay, let's work. I like to show everything. So log this, enter. Then okay, autofill. So it gives me the total rooms. Of course, it didn't get it right. Total rooms is supposed to be from the please so the total rooms is supposed to be from the hotel name 0 1 2 3 4. So it's supposed to be 4, but I think these are also changed to, so I can also lock this, right? So lock this. Okay, I want to lock it from here. Yeah, So on here, so it's going to be 32 instead, and this is going to be 28 instead. Yeah. So I think I'll just delete this, then drag this down. Yeah, so I can easily change this to the expiry date, which is I think number 3. Total number of rooms is, oh sorry, this is 4. The expiry date is 4. While total number of rooms is 5. Yeah, so this is it. So we have the hotel name, we have the address, we have the total rooms, and we have the expiry date. Now in the situation where we needed the category, right, and you can't check with the hotel name, that's a very good one. So what do we do? That means we can't use HLOOKUP. We have to use another function to do that, to get to that. And so we have I think I mentioned we have VLOOKUP, we have HLOOKUP. So let's check lookup. John, please can you just yeah, so we have H sorry, we have lookup. Yeah, so I want to check lookup. So the way the lookup function works, okay, my battery is low. Make sure I can finish. So we have lookup. So here in this lookup, what the way it works is you have a search key, then you actually put in the range of values you want to search for and the rows you want to resolve, like where you want to return, what you want to return actually. So but this works, does it work horizontally? I don't think so. So let's just go back to our data that we have up. All right, so let's come back here. So x equals to lookup. So our search key is what are we searching for? Let's say we okay, the example we used here, that's Hotel Arizona Inn, right? So let me just rather include it here. That's hotel name. Then we need the category. Yeah, so here we have x equals to lookup. Then the search key is this. Then the search range, right, is here. This is search range. Then the result range, so where we want to actually return, and that's supposed to be category, right? So click this and close this and just get the response. So here we go, we have 1 star. So this is based on lookup. So what is lookup did was that it took the row, your search index, what you want to search for, right? So is it what you want to search for, then where you are searching for it, and the results you want to return. So in the row, in the column, you want to return the results. I don't know if that's clear enough. So that's what we actually wanted to do. So that's how to do it. That's how to go about lookup. So you can try to expand it. So let's say we did for category. Let's say we want to add the city to city to. Oh, by the way, I'm not using this properly. It should be tell with capital H. Should be category with C, or better still, will it work? Okay, let's see. Better still, can just apply a function, sorry, proper function. It's equals to proper, done. Didn't work for it. It's supposed to translate to somewhere else. Let's just move on. I wanted to, well, no, Yeah, so here it is. Name, category, then city, the capital letter C. So we want to get the city too. So how do we get the city? So you can use lookup. You already know what you're looking for. So just look up. You know the search key. This is this. Then you know the search range where you're searching for. That's SAF. Actually, since we have other data that is not we are not concerned with, I'm just going to stop here. Then the results you are returning, which is city, that's here, and you close this and you press equals to. So it tells you straight up. So that's how you use lookup. But then you can also use some other things into this. For instance, I said lookup, um, lookup, then index and match. So let me show us how what the index does. So the index returns a value, an index value. That's like the position or the location of what you are searching for. So for instance, if you look at this, now, if I search for seven wonders, the index of seven wonders is F8. So let's see. So index is like a location, right? The content of cell specified. So okay, I think it's match that does that. Match, okay, yeah, it's match that does that. Match returns the position of the value. So for instance, Hotel Arizona in, right? Then the range where we are searching for, that's this, sorry, that's this. And think, okay, the search type is now, this is the method, of course optional. So one is exact, sorry, one is closer value, like the value that is closest to it, while 0 is exact match. So let's just use, I think the default is 1, which is like the closest, that's 8. So the index value of this is 8. So yeah, so if you check this, what we searched for was Hotel Arizona, and you see, wait, what's going on? M5, that's Hotel Arizona. The range as F1 to 20. It returns relative position of an item in the range specified. Okay, so that's supposed to be 1. Okay, let me change this to 0. Yeah, 6. So that's the exact math. I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, starting from here. Starting from the header. So I'm supposed to remove. Let me just leave it. I want to see what happened there. So on the 8th row, gave me this as something similar to this. Well, that's not correct. So let's say exact match. That's 6. So the index of Hotel Arizona is 6, right? So I can decide to use I think I've forgotten. Yeah, so I think I copied it somewhere. So I want to use it in a function. So I want to use index, right? The goal was to use index. I wanted to show us how index works. So index actually we take in positions of an item and return what's in that item. For instance, let's take the whole of this, sorry, the whole of this, right, for index, then comma. So I pick a row. So let's say this is row. So I pick row number 9 and I pick in column F. That's F. And I close this and I press enter. Okay, looks like, did I have multiple? Oh, sorry, I had multiple brackets. And I press enter. Sorry. Okay, sorry, the column is not supposed to be F, it's supposed to be number. Sorry. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 6. And I press enter. So I'm going to get Ginash Hotels. So that means telling me that in row number 9 and column 6, what we have there is Ginash Hotel. Can you see it? So what we have here is, so that's how you use index. So index actually just search across a value. So if you have a row and you have the column, the index will actually help you to tell you what is in that place exactly, right? So we can use, so I want us to also do something like this. So where we use the match, so we want to do something like lookup, right? We don't want to use lookup value, we don't want to use lookup function, we want to use index option. So we are going to do something like index, then the range of values, right? Now this rule is supposed to be a single rule, but we want to use match. So let's say we are looking for Hotel Arizona, right? So we know that when we use match, it will give us an index value. So yes, like the position of that value. So we are going to use match inside here. So this is the search key, Arizona, comma, the range, right? So the range where we are looking for, that's here. Then the search type, do we need to include the search type? Okay, so 0, and we close this. Now we have done for this. So if you do this, if you just run this match singularly, it will return where you have Hotel Arizona, this place. So let's go, comma. So the column can now be let me see. Okay, that's supposed to return the row actually. Sorry. So doing this return the horizontal row, that's the column row where it is, but we need to do the row first. So to do the row, what we are going to do instead is we use match. Let me close this so it doesn't get messed up. So same Arizona, comma. Now it's going to be across this place. Before it was across here, so it's going to be across here. So it's going to be from here to, so we are going to use this, right? And the search type, once it's 0, then we close it. Okay, it's closed already, and I press enter. So basically what this has done, of course, is it looks longer, but what we did here was we had match. We wanted to get the value for what is in Hotel Arizona. Of course, we assume that we know it, right? So I wanted to get it here. So what we did was that we took the whole of our index value, our range, which is from here to here. Then we used match to get the position of what we are searching for, which is Hotel Arizona. So we use match, and if you look at this place, we use match to get, of course, we selected the name here, then we choose the row, which means that from here to here, so this was row. So if you do this, it will give you the value in rows, like it will give you the position of that item in that row. You can run it singularly. So if you run it singularly and you pass it here, sorry, just put equals to, what's this? So equals to, yeah, can you see 6? So if you go and check, you find out that it's 6. So let's check, let's confirm. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's in the 6th row, basically. So it happens that both of them are in the 6th row. So it's the 6, 6. If you check from here, I think 1 2 3 4 5 6. Yeah, so basically that's how to use the um index basically. So I just decided to integrate multiple what we have done, integrate match with index, and you might not get it, but the most used one, at least for now, is VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP followed by lookup itself. Then index and match. Index is to get like an item for a position, then using a position, while match is to get the position of the item you are looking for. So I think, yeah, that's like the two, that's like uh the most used. So we can do more examples, right? Okay, yeah. Wow.